Harlequin Special Release and HarlequinAudio present Long Tall Texans, Drew by Diana Palmer. Performed by Todd Mclaren. Dear listener, I can't believe that it has been 30 years since my first Long Tall Texans book, Calhoun, debuted. The series was suggested by my former editor, Tara Gavin, who asked if I might like to set stories in a fictional town of my own design. Would I? And the rest is history. As the years went by, I found more and more sexy ranchers and cowboys to add to the collection. My readers, especially Amy, found time to gift me with a notebook listing every single one of them. Wives and kids and connections to other families in my own Texas town of Jacobsville. Eventually, the town got a little too big for me, so I added another smaller town called Comanche Wells and began to fill it up, too. You can't imagine how much pleasure this series has given me. I continue to add to the population of Jacobs County, Texas, and I have no plans to stop. Ever. I hope all of you enjoy listening to the Long Tall Texans as much as I enjoy writing them. Thank you all for your kindness and loyalty and friendship. I am your biggest fan. Love, Diana Palmer. Chapter 1. How are you today? Drew Morris asked his first patient of the day, smiling in his usual remote but kind way. Mr. He glanced at the file, glanced at the patient, bit back a curse, and smiled in a different way. Excuse me just a minute, will you? Before the patient could say a word, Drew was out the door and marching down the hall to his receptionist's desk. He threw the file down in front of her with curt irritation. I said Bill Hayes, not William Haney, he said shortly. Kitty Carson grimaced, and the green eyes behind her large, wire-rimmed lenses winced. Sorry, Dr. Morris, she stammered, jumping up to thumb through the files until she found the right one and handed it to him. If Mrs. Turner was here, I wouldn't get so rattled, she defended, mentioning the office nurse, who was off sick today. Bad way to start off the day, Ms. Carson, he muttered, and went straight back to his patient. Kitty sat down hard, letting out the breath she'd been holding. The former receptionist, Mrs. Alice Martin, had retired 2 weeks previously, and Kitty had been hired through a local professional agency in Jacobsville, Texas, to replace her. She hadn't met Drew Morris when she applied for the job, which was a good thing. If she'd met him first, she wouldn't be working here. On the other hand, it was nice to be treated like a normal employee. She was asthmatic, and in at least one job, her well-meaning boss had been so wary of triggering an attack that he actually had another girl in the office ask her for pressing work. He was sweet, but her asthma wasn't brought on by emotional upheavals. It was triggered by pollens and dust and smoke. Probably since Dr. Morris did some pediatric work, he knew more about asthma than any routine employer. An increasing number of children seemed to have the chronic illness. She pushed back a wisp of dark hair that had escaped the huge bun at her nape and stared blankly at the file he'd given her. She got up again to replace it, but by then the phone was ringing again. Both lines. It wasn't that she couldn't handle the pressure of a busy doctor's office, but she did wish he'd take a partner. He had no life at all. He worked from dawn until dusk, daily through Saturday, and on Sunday he had an afternoon clinic for children. He did minor surgery through the week as well, tonsils and adenoids, and he was always willing to stand in for other doctors in the local hospital's emergency room on weekends. No wonder Mrs. Turner had come down with the flu, she mused. It was probably exhaustion. It didn't surprise her that Dr. Morris wasn't married either. When would he have the time? He'd been married, though. Everyone talked about his eternal devotion to Eve, his wife of 12 years, until her untimely death of cancer.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?